Right, now we look at the Lao Tzu Daodejing. Well, today I shall use the Chinese version. Prefer to read it from the Chinese version. Sounds better. Okay, now maybe I just read through the whole passage first. 不尚贤，使民不争；不贵难得之货，使民不为道；不见可欲，使民心不乱。是以圣人之治，虚其心，实其福，弱其志，强其骨。常使民无知无欲，使夫知者不敢为也。为无为，则无不治。Okay, this is chapter 3. Right, this whole picture is such that what it's trying to say is, when somebody has an idea of something, right, it's a seed of all the bad things that may come with it. So if do not put a seed into the mind, therefore everything will be cool and easy, right? So at the start it says that if you do not privilege the smartness of people, or privilege the rich people, then there's no comparison. So once there's comparison, somebody is going to compete to be the smart person or to be the richest person. Right? This competition in the end would be something bad, right? So because of competition. But this is contrary to a lot of theory, because if you want your country to be good, you have to compete with the world. So how is it that this idea of non-competition is good, right? Well, sooner or later people compete, for example, in terms of weapon, then you have the escalation of who's going to produce the best and deadly weapon, who's going to be the strongest, and who is the strongest, he has the power to do what he wants to do. So if there's no competition, everybody will be cool and chill, doing your own thing, I doing my thing. Therefore, there's no desire to get to the extreme of things, right? And the second one, it says that if you look at goods, for example, diamond is fantastic, right? So what do people do? They dig for a diamond, and then another group of people, they make diamond rings, they make crown, and then somebody is going to steal it because they are envious of having that thing and they want a piece of that thing. So, and if they can't afford it, they can't buy it, the next best thing is to steal it, right? So what it says is that if you do not privilege any goods, whether they are diamonds or they are stone, if they are the same thing, will you steal them? No, you won't steal them. You only want to steal diamond because you privilege it, right? You make it expensive. Therefore, people want to steal it. So if there's nothing that is worth stealing, there is no robbers, there's no burglars. That's what he's saying, right? So finally he says that if you have not seen the desire to have something, right, then your heart, your mental is calm. You won't have this urge to commit a crime. You won't have this urge to want that thing. So if your mental state is calm, then everything will be calm. Otherwise, it will cause a lot of up and downs, and this up and downs is going to cause a lot of uneasiness, right? So for example, now if someone wants to be number one and there's a number two, and number two is catching up, so what do? You try to stop the number two from winning the game, right? So you can see some of this in sport. Somebody is a good striker, so you send two fellas to guard him, right? But still you excite him until he commits some wrongdoing, right? So you can see some of this happening in the soccer field, right? So, or sometimes you try to send somebody to bring him down, right? And he can't play the game. Then they have lost a good striker or good person to score the goal, and they can't score the goal. So This is a bad thing to do. This is not spotting enough. Yeah. So if you do not see the desire to win, how would you do such thing, right? So the desire itself is actually, to a certain extent, the evil of all things. So we say, sorry. So we say, as a sage, as a sage, how you rule the country, right? This is how you rule a country. You do not, you empty the mind of the people, right? Emptiness doesn't mean that you don't educate them, but you educate them, but you reduce their desire, you increase their contentment of their present life. You cultivate the idea of a simple life, and then by emptying all this desire, the society will be better. And he said that you have to fill up their stomach. This is very true, because if you're hungry, you need to have a lot of discipline. You learn not to, commit crime to acquire food, right? So if you are really hungry and somebody is not giving you food, and he is having a good time and having a lot of food, and this hunger that causes a lot of uncomfort in you may push you to the age where you will commit robbery, where you want to steal some food from him to eat and fill up your stomach. So filling up your stomach is very important, right? Because then you could actually be peaceful, right? Now, ambition is what people think that is important, but in here, Lao Tzu say you have to weaken the ambition of the people. If your ambition is too much, you may have problems, right? So, well, rather than promoting ambition, you promote what you call health, right? So you need to keep a healthy body, 强其骨. That means keep a healthy body so that your structure is good, right? You can do good labor work, right? So good health is more important than having great ambition, right? So if your people do not have desire, do not have too much of this bad intention, or intention that's too extreme, then it's good for you, because even the smart one would not, or dare not do the bad things, because everybody wants to be in the state of Wu Wei. Wu Wei is a state of I would say emptiness, the idea of not to achieve too much, right? Or rather, you do the thing for itself and not for other thing, right? For example, you like to paint, just paint, but never think that you want to be the number one artist in the world, right? And that's competition again, so you compete. You forgot about painting for painting itself, So by cultivating people in this format, it says that the country will rule itself. It's very easy to rule. It's very easy to have a peaceful and happy situation or environment. So in Daodejing, they always advocate Wu Wei. This Wu Wei is very important, right? Some of the English language could interpret it as emptiness, nothingness, but not exactly there. But right, it's not wanting to be something else, Wu Wei. If you like to eat, it's just because you just like to eat, It's not because that you like to eat to grow bigger, to be somebody else, to be something else, So if you like to eat, you just like to eat. If you like to paint, you just like to paint. If you like to run, you just like to run. So it is the thing for itself, and I think that's my interpretation of this whole idea of Wu Wei. So we just follow your flow to do things. Okay, so that's chapter 3.